Hey everyone, today I'm going to be swatching the Worldie palette by P. Louise. This has some gorgeous blue, green, and like some other tones to it, so if you want to see swatches, just keep watching. Now that you've seen the swatches of this gorgeous palette, let's talk about it. First thing I want to say is this packaging is huge. It is the biggest palette that I have ever owned, which is saying something because I own a ton of palettes, but this is heavy. It has sand in the front, which I mean, I guess is cool, but there is no need for a palette to be this thick, this bulky. There is no need for it. The eyeshadows are pretty big, but even then, you don't really need a big palette like this, but it is beautiful. Like, the presentation is well done. It's just, it's really big, and I honestly don't even know where I'm gonna fit it in my collection. Like, I'm gonna have to use it as like a statement piece because I can't put it in my normal eyeshadow palette organizers. The palette does come with a big mirror, but I look gross, so we're not gonna look at it. You get 21 eyeshadows in this palette. You get 3 shimmery metallics, the rest are matte. Now we're gonna go into the makeup tutorial. This is the eye look that I did. I used a few of the shades. I tried to use as many as I could. I really like how the look turned out. So again, I'm just taking the Worldie palette. I'm starting with the orange shade, putting that on my inner corner and blending it up into a straight line, adding this purple and kind of doing like a circular motion. And then I cut the crease to make it more structured. I then added this blue shade, did the same thing, cut the crease again, and then I put this green matte all over the lid. I then added this burgundy red on the lower lash line, added my favorite mascara, and basically that's the completed look. If you want to see like the tutorial I did post it on TikTok, but for now this is the look we have. I really like it. I think that this look is fun and unique, but it's not super difficult, and all those shades blended really well. I'm very happy. They're very pigmented, so I'm overall very happy with this palette. As you guys can see close up, I'm not the most experienced person who does makeup, but this is the first time I've done a look like this, and I really like how it turned out. I think you could do a natural nude lip with this, or you could easily do a dark lip. I did both. So I also used the Kaleidos Prophecy highlighter all over my face. That is just such a beautiful highlighter, and I thought it went so well with the orange. I did add it onto the inner corner once I added the dark lip just to make the look a little bit different. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I've heard that the shimmers aren't the best, but that the mattes are amazing, so. Going in to the swatches, that's kind of what my thoughts were, was that the mattes would be good and the shimmers would be like, eh. When I first saw this palette as it was launching, it didn't really speak to me because of all the blue tones, but I've been getting more into doing blue looks, so I do really like the color story. Plus I love the orange and this purple, and this brownie like reddish shade actually comes across way more of a burgundy purple, so they work really well with all the shades in here. And then you have this sort of like more natural orangey shade with like a hint of red in it. That's also very stunning. The name Worldie is embossed in the shadows in the middle row, which is cool. Eventually, you know, depending on how much you use the shades, it's gonna go bye-bye. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised with how all these shades swatched. I think they swatched beautifully. The shimmers I would probably use with like a glitter primer or something, because The one shimmer is super duper chunky. As you can see, it's beautiful, but I feel like it's going to be a chunky mess, so I would probably use a glitter primer with it. The other shimmers are fine. I would probably still use glitter primers just because that's would be my preference with just how they feel. Honestly, while I was swatching this palette, I was just getting so excited for the palette, which, you know, when that happens, it makes me happy because I'm like, yes, here's a purchase that I can feel that I'm going to get a ton of use out of. Like, especially, like, I love the orange and the purple and that burgundy and, like, this greeny brown. I love all the blues and the greens. This really, really dark blue called San Francisco is stunning. It was so pigmented for a dark, dark blue, so I'm excited to put that all over my lid, honestly. This is what all the shades look like together. I just think it's such a good color story. P. Louise did a great job with this one. And while I do think the packaging is very bulky and unnecessarily bulky, I would say this palette is definitely one of my favorites that I've bought recently. Obviously, I can't do a review yet since I haven't used it enough, but I will definitely have this palette in the ranking in my last 10 palettes videos, so I'll give you guys a mini review there as well. I'm honestly just so impressed by the formula. I definitely didn't think that these shades would swatch super well, which I'm not sure why, because I've never tried P. Louise eyeshadows. I don't know. I just didn't think that they'd swatch great, but they did. I just think they're so pretty and they're so, like, rich and pigmented. Like, I can't get over that. Like, obviously, the light yellow and the light green, I would probably use a white base with because they do look a bit, I guess, powdery and patchy, so, I mean, I feel like those are shades that are gonna have to be built up and probably just used to blend other shades out, but the rest, I don't see any issues with whatsoever. Here are all the shades next to the palette with no flash, so just the lighting in my bedroom. I just am so excited for this palette. It's so, so pretty. I can see so many different looks I could do. I could do like a dark blue look, I could do a light blue look, I could do a yellow look, a green look, an orange look, a purple look. Like, there's just so many varieties, and I love that this isn't a typical, like, colorful palette. You have blues and greens, but then you have these gorgeous other pops of color, and then you do also have browns if you want something more natural. Overall, I'm really excited about this palette. I'm just in love with the color story, and the formula just from swatching alone seems pretty good. Obviously, swatches do not dictate how these eyeshadows will work on the eyes, but I am pleasantly surprised and excited to get a ton of use out of this palette. It is huge, and the eyeshadow pans are huge, like, just compared to my thumb, they're massive, so I don't think I'll ever run out of these shades, which is good. Some of them are powdery, like the shade First Class. You can see how much kick up there is in the pan just from me literally doing nothing, from putting my finger in the pan, and it's so... Some of the shades do stain. Mainly just the darker shades and the purple. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe, comment down below any videos you'd like to see me do, go follow my Instagram, Makeup by Tasha XO, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Effie, is he giving you a bath?
So, what exactly do you think you're doing, buddy? That's what I thought.